There's a place in the Blue Ridge Mountains where the night does more than fall. It moves. It pulses. It glows. For over 800 years, strange lights have hovered above the ridges of Brown Mountain, drifting, dancing, and disappearing into the dark without leaving a single trace behind. Tonight, we journey into one of America's oldest and most enduring mysteries. A mystery older than the United States, older than electricity, older than recorded history. The Brown Mountain Lights. The Blue Ridge Mountains carry a feeling you don't get anywhere else. Fog that floats like breath, valleys that swallow sound whole, forests so dense the sun struggles to break through. Brown Mountain is one of those places. Remote, quiet, timeless. And yet, on certain nights, the mountain reveals something that doesn't belong to the hills, the forest, or the stars. The earliest accounts come from the Cherokee and Catawba tribes. They spoke of ghostly lights wandering the ridgeline, spirits of warriors searching for fallen loved ones after a tragic battle. To them, the lights weren't a mystery. They were memory, echoes of sorrow that never left the mountain. These stories continued for centuries, long before settlers arrived, long before there were lanterns, railways, or rifles. The mountain has always glowed. In 1771, German engineer John William Gerard de Bram documented the phenomenon, glowing orbs rising from the valley, floating upward, then vanishing. His journal entry is one of the first written records, and he had no explanation. And de Bram wasn't a superstitious man. He was a scientist. Yet he wrote that the lights behaved as if guided by unseen hands. During the Civil War, soldiers reported the same lights drifting across the horizon. Some believed they were lanterns. Others thought they were signals from the enemy. But the lights moved too smoothly, too gracefully, too silently. And when soldiers went to investigate, they found nothing. No camps, no fires, just the same eerie glow returning the next night. In 1913, something changed. The lights increased in number and intensity. Tourists flocked to the mountains. Newspapers ran front-page stories. Locals insisted the lights had become brighter than any lantern or torch. The U.S. Geological Survey sent scientists to investigate. Their conclusion? Lights observed, origin unknown. And that was it. The government left with more questions than answers. Linville Gorge, called the Grand Canyon of the East, sits just west of Brown Mountain. Deep, dark, untamed. Many of the lights rise from the direction of the gorge. Witnesses describe them emerging from the treetops, gliding across the valley, and settling along the ridge like watchful spirits. Some believe the gorge is the heart of the mystery, a place where the old world still breathes. One local legend tells of a vanished woman, a young bride who wandered into the mountains searching for her missing husband. She never returned. But the lights did. Some say the smaller orbs are her lantern. Others say the larger ones are the spirits guiding her. In Appalachian folklore, the lights are not threats. They are guides. In 1922, the government returned for a second investigation. More cameras, more equipment, more pressure to explain. They blamed it on headlights, even though the valley roads were unlit, rough, barely passable. And even though the lights were documented decades before automobiles existed, people weren't convinced. Neither were the scientists who quietly noted the inconsistency. UFO groups arrived next, then ghost hunters, then mystics. Some believe the lights are interdimensional, a flicker between realities. Others claim they're spirits reenacting old tragedies. A few insist they're intelligent, responding to movement, to emotion, to presence. Nothing definitively proven, nothing conclusively disproven. Brown Mountain is rich with quartz and magnetite. Some scientists suggest underground stress in these rocks releases energy, like sparks from the earth itself. But how does rock stress create floating balls of light, lights that move purposefully, lights that split and rejoin. No study has ever captured the phenomenon under controlled conditions. Could it be natural electricity, piezoelectric effects, atmospheric plasma? Maybe. But the lights don't just flash. They drift, pulse, hover. A natural explanation might exist, but nature rarely behaves with intention. Generations of families living near Brown Mountain treat the lights the way others treat seasonal storms. Predictable in pattern, unpredictable in behavior. Some report seeing them as children, others recall watching them from front porches. One resident said, "The lights don't come for everyone. They come for who they want." It sounds poetic, until you realize dozens of locals say the same thing. Today, smartphone videos capture some of the lights, but only poorly. The orbs are too bright, too fast, too distant. And here's where things get interesting. They rarely appear in the same place twice. They never react to vehicle headlights, and they can be seen from miles away. Even when the valley is empty, whatever they are, they don't act like artificial light. Multiple universities have conducted expeditions, infrared cameras, high-sensitivity night sensors, aerial drones. The result? Plenty of speculation, zero consensus. Scientists admit the same thing locals have said for centuries. The lights appear when they want. One of the strangest details, the lights often vanish when anyone tries to approach. Walk toward them, gone. Drive toward them, gone. Hike deeper into the gorge, gone. Like they're watching, judging, and choosing their distance carefully. A documented encounter from 1999 tells of two campers who saw a single white orb rise from the valley. It moved toward them, slowly, steadily, silently. They described it as the size of a basketball, but bright enough to light the leaves around it. One camper whispered, "It's coming for us." Then at 20 feet away, it collapsed into itself like folding paper and vanished. Both men fled the mountain. Neither returned. The Brown Mountain lights persist for one simple reason. They refuse every explanation given to them. Science can't pin them down. Folklore can't contain them. Technology can't capture them. They exist in the space between fact and legend. A reminder that the world still holds secrets. Secrets older than memory, older than language, older than us. So here's what we're left with. A mountain that glows. A valley that whispers. A phenomenon that defies time, reason, and measurement. And maybe that's the point. Some mysteries aren't meant to be solved. Some are meant to be witnessed. And if you ever find yourself on a quiet overlook in North Carolina, as the air cools and darkness settles, watch the ridge. Wait, listen. The mountain might just decide to speak. And when it does, you'll understand why the Brown Mountain lights have captivated us for almost 1,000 years.